Scary Alvarez podcast is back, and we have a good one today. Class of 2027, consensus four-star tight end from Wisconsin, Korz Loken. Going to be fun. Korz, welcome aboard.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate it. So let me get, I know any fan who's serious enough about Wisconsin football to watch this particular podcast, they probably know who you are already. We're still going to go into some stuff in case some of them don't. But I want to start right at the top with what it felt like to get the Wisconsin offer initially. Just kind of that moment for you and your family.
Yeah, that was last year. It was funny. It was me and my buddy Tanner went down for spring practice, and I got the call the next day that they wanted to offer me, and it was just such an amazing feeling because I've grown up a Badger fan, living in Wisconsin. I know a ton of people who've gone there, and that opportunity was amazing for me. And it was funny because my parents were in Hawaii at the time, so Coach Letton called them the day before, told them even before he told me. So they were kind of keeping that secret from me, but once he did finally call me, I texted them, and it was awesome. It was just such an amazing feeling.
Well, that's cool, and it's nice to hear. An in-state kid. I know you're probably because the situation with the program. Things haven't been quite the way we want them to be the last few years, and there's been, a few fewer Wisconsin state commits. So I know it was a big deal for this staff and certainly for the fans to see a really talented, enthusiastic, lifelong Badger come into the fold. Can you walk us through the process where you ended up committing to Luke Fickell?
Well, honestly, I was just trying to get my name out there as much as I could. Went to a ton of camps, and when it all kind of shook out with the offers that I had, I just really felt that Wisconsin did by far the best to make me feel wanted and put the effort into building that relationship. Coach Fick, Coach Letton, Coach Grimes, like they all talk to me all the time. Like Coach Letton will just randomly FaceTime me and we'll just talk. And I just definitely feel like there's such great coaches there, and I feel so comfortable knowing that they're going to put me in the best situation to succeed.
Love it, love it. And while we're on the topic of Wisconsin and tight ends, can you give me your favorite former Wisconsin tight end? There was a
Wow,
correct answer here, of course.
definitely, Mr. Ferguson. That's for sure.
That's right. You got that one
That's
right, buddy.
that's who I want to be. Hopefully, I can be the next big Ferguson and bring Wisconsin back to that kind of football.
Yeah, Jake and I went to the same high school. Didn't quite cross paths for our graduation years, but yeah, I didn't quite have the same impact on the football program there at Memorial that Jake did. But it's always fun to watch him, grow up from the west side of Madison and do what he's done. It's been great, and he's turned into a really good pro, a really steady pro for the Cowboys.
hmm For sure, and like the way he plays his game is just so easy to have longevity at that tight end position.
Gotcha. So, obviously, many fans who are watching this of the Badgers have checked out your highlights and things like that. But a lot of the good work you've done has been in camps. You mentioned what does Korz Loken bring to the Wisconsin Badgers? What will he? I mean, so right now you still have another year of high school football left, but in 2027, what is that going to look like for the Badgers?
I think the biggest things that I want to bring, obviously versatility at the tight end position, but then also just leadership. I really want to strive to be a leader in the locker room and on the field. Just bring other people up, and even if like I'm not having as much of an impact, say we're throwing the ball to wide receivers, say we're running the ball more, as long as I can bring other people up and make the entire team as good as they can be, that's what I strive for. And I'm not gonna just let myself sit in the corner either. Like if I get the opportunity, I'm gonna go make some plays. And the biggest thing that I want Wisconsin football to get back some bowl games and have a chance to have some really good winning seasons.
Love that, and I imagine you've been watching the transfer portal like a lot of Wisconsin fans. I mean, you're a commit, but you're also a fan by your own admission. Uh, what was your vibe on when Colton Joseph committed to Wisconsin?
Well, funny you mentioned that. Well, when he entered the portal, I actually sent him a DM on Instagram because I was like, that was before I committed, but I was basically already set. So I kind of just asked him like, "Hey man, what are the odds you go to Wisconsin?" and I had a little bit of conversation with him, and then a couple days later, I'd see commits, and that's awesome. Now I got a couple good quarterbacks in the room, and I think that the Wisconsin quarterback not being good thing is going to be no longer.
Yeah, I mean, look, one never knows how something's going to go until they're on the turf, and obviously there've been some really difficult injury issues with Wisconsin portal quarterbacks. There's no fault of their own. I mean, Billy
Hmm.
Edwards Jr. I think was set up to have a decent season last year before he went down,
For sure.
but my vibe on Joseph. I mean, not a professional football evaluator, but you just see statistics are one thing, and the statistics are really impressive, but you see things in his game as far as his speed, his feel, the way he can miss tackles, and actually kind of underrated his downfield passing that are really tantalizing as a Wisconsin fan. I presume you see some of those same things.
Yeah, I definitely think that Colton's gonna be able to walk out there day one and be a baller. I watched some of his highlights at Old Dominion. I think he's gonna really complement the offense really well. So yeah, just that addition of him to an already pretty like solid quarterback room with all the guys we got. I think it's gonna be super dangerous this year on the offensive side.
Awesome. So part of this podcast obviously is to discuss your game and your thoughts on the program, but also it's to give Wisconsin fans a little bit of insight into you as a person. Talk to me about Iola, Wisconsin. It's 1.2 thousand people is what I'm showing up there in Wapaka, and it's obviously a little different from the bustling metropolis that is Madison. Tell me about your hometown and the kinds of things that has contributed to who you are now.
Here in Iowa, it's such a tight knit community. Everybody knows everybody. And after I made this announcement, I've had so many people in the community come up to me, congratulating me, reminisce about old times. And yeah, I couldn't have done it without all the amazing people in the community that have either worked with me, helped me through things, supported me along the way. Yeah, here in Iowa, we don't got much. It's not like we got a big mall or a bunch of fast food restaurants, but we got some amazing people and we got some amazing coaches. And I just think that being here in a little bit of a secluded area has kind of helped me focus on my game and help the other people around me just focus on being the best football players that we can be.
Love it. And sometimes you and your boys get out to the metropolises of Wausau and Rhinelander occasionally to see the big city.
Oh yeah. I go to Wausau, I go to Appleton. Every once in a while, feeling a crumble cookie, maybe some Olive Garden, and then yeah, we have one of the nicest golf courses in the state, right here in Iola. So when we don't feel like traveling, that's where we end up spending our free time.
Do you have a golfing handicap?
Well, I don't have like I'm like still kind of getting into it. My biggest thing is try to hit the ball 340 and then hope it goes straight. So that
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
often end up going well, but every once in a while we hit the green.
yeah. My golf handicap is my game. So it's unfortunately I'm not all that great on it. But if you're not looking, I can keep that. I'll have that ball out in the fairway in no time. If you just kind of kick it out there.
Oh yeah.
And obviously, there's been an emphasis in some level, certainly with Mason Posa, who you're aware of, was a champion wrestler down in New Mexico. You play basketball, and there's been an emphasis for some of the kids in this class as two sport athletes. Tell me about your basketball game and what that's meant to you.
Basketball has definitely helped me with so much, not only like athletics wise, but also teamwork wise. Having those five guys on the court that you got to trust that they're going to do their job, and they got to trust that you're going to help them. Gap help, rebounding, looking up, pitch ahead. Basketball has just helped me so much. Yeah, both like teamwork aspect, like I discussed, and then also athletic ability, just the jumping, being physical, the footwork. I think that without basketball, I wouldn't be nearly as good of a receiver and nearly as solid with my feet. So I just like to thank all the coaches that have like really worked with me hard to help me get to this point.
Yeah, that's great, and you probably know this. I mean, whether it's people you play against in camps or some people at your own school, there's been a trend the last 10, 20 years to sort of uh, not isolate, but to have young players pick one sport. It used to be that,
specializing.
yeah, the kids coming in for football would have played three sports. They're baseball players, they're football players, and they're basketball players. And now, with especially with the emergence of AAU and a lot of those leagues, there's been a lot of specialization. But I do think there is obviously time commitments, and every individual's time commitments are super important. So this is not a knock on anyone who does one sport, but it is, I think, for coaches appealing to see recruits who have done more than one because it puts you in kind of a number of different frying pans and number of different skill sets and muscle groups and situations. And that's probably part of what has made your game what it is. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, 100%. I think I do football, basketball, and now I run track. In middle school, I was really big into baseball, and if I wasn't doing all these different things, I don't think like I would be as well rounded of an athlete that I am right now. If I would have only specialized on football, then yeah, my footwork might not be as good, my might not be as good, my hand-eye coordination might not be as good. So I think it's really important to not specialize and to get out there not only to help yourself but also to help your team. Being in like different situations with different people, like say you're always with the football players, then you'll never learn how to deal with the basketball players. You'll never learn how to deal with the baseball players. So I think, yeah, not only athletic wise, but also like teammate wise and learning how to fight through adversity with, you know, different people. I think that's super important.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I have to ask, how old were you when you first dunked?
Um, Eighth grade. I mean, I was pretty close in seventh grade. I think I got an in-game one in eighth grade. Um, I remember like my birthday when I was in eighth grade. I don't know. Well, I was like 13, 14. It was the first time I caught an oop. But
Yeah, we all remember the first where we were the first time we caught an alley oop in a game. Hey, so in a basketball, just you're a fan of Wisconsin hoops. I mean, is there? I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Was there ever any thought of trying to be a dual sport athlete at the next level, or is it's just so hard to do one that's probably not going to happen?
yeah, I did definitely think about it. Obviously, like I'm like my heart's really in football. I love football. But basketball is also awesome. My cousin Marcus Damask played for Illinois for a couple years. He did great. He's overseas right now. So like when I was younger, I really looked up to him and his talent when he played. Like he was Mr. Basketball for Wisconsin in his class, and yeah, he did really inspire me. But I definitely think I'll take my own path and play football and be the best possible athlete that I can be. But like spend more time on football than anything else.
Yeah, that makes sense. So Korz Loken, did your parents ever consider Leinenkugels Loken, or is that a family name, or not sure what that? I know the spelling's different.
Well, there's a lot of Polish heritage around here, and a lot of people like Hans, Lars, and I guess my parents were kind of just thinking, just kind of chords just came up, and they're like, "Hey, that doesn't sound that bad." My sister's name's Kedra, so I think they wanted it to start with a K, and I guess it just kind of ended up working out.
It's a cool name, and you will be unquestionably the only cores on the Wisconsin Badgers. There was a Pete Collins a number of years ago who was an offensive lineman. You may that name maybe before your
Right.
time, but yeah, that's good. Getting names with Z's, that's big time. By the way, you mentioned track. Were you a sprinter, jumper, or both?
I mained in I did sprints, jumps, and throws. My biggest events were like I ran the 4x1, 4x2. I did triple jump, and I did discus. And I ended up getting third place at state for discus last year. Sadly, our relays didn't make it. Our anchor got hurt at the conference meet, which is like one or two before regionals, and so that really sucked. But he'll be back this year, and we're looking to make a run and hopefully win another state chip.
Nice, very good. And you said you do triple jump, not long jump, to triple jump.
I do long jump too, but is not as like prominent for me. Like I do long jump, discus, 300 hurdles. Like I'm kind of just all over, but yeah, my main events are those relays and yeah, triple and disc.
Yeah, discus and not so much shot put, but discus. I always get a little bit of a terrifying feeling in my stomach when I see the athletes kind of doing that thing where they go round and they're just going to like let it go completely towards the score and it's going to take their hats off. But yeah, those are track and field is actually really underrated. And now it says, does the name Liam Danitz mean anything to you? It's a new
Sounds
Wisconsin
familiar, but
recruit. Yeah, so I was just curious if you had a thought
oh,
as a track guy.
yeah, I
The
know
track kids.
the edge.
Yeah, yeah. So as someone who's done track and who's been involved, give the lay of not that we're going to go into a bunch of recruits, but give the lay of the land to the Wisconsin fans listening just how fast a 10.5 second 100-meter dash is. Because I think perspective is lost on some people.
Yeah, when I heard a 6'5", 230-pound edge runs a 10.5, I actually like I had to take a second to be like, is this true? Like that is our fastest dude he's like 5'10", 160 pounds. He runs like a 10.6 max. So a dude who's 6'5", 230 running a 10.5 is actually like it shouldn't be physically possible. And I
Yeah.
as soon as he hit the portal, I like reached out, texted him, asked him if Wisconsin was an option, just because like I don't understand how that's how he is possible and how this is like this generational talent is in the portal right now.
Yeah, it's a bit of a unicorn. And then along with that, it's like this guy's been playing D3, and no disrespect to him and his team. He seems like the consummate teammate, and it's like he's ditching his program. Like his teammates seem very happy and supportive of him. It's like seeing one of your own go make good. I think that's pretty
For
cool.
sure.
But we look back and his 100 time is less than a tenth of a second slower than Jonathan Taylor's, who won 2 state track titles in New Jersey. To give you perspective on what a freak athlete this guy is. But anyway, we'll move on. What current Badgers have you connected with the most as far as on your recruiting trips and things like that?
I've been talking with a lot of guys. A big one I've spent some time with Ryan Hopkins, 2026 quarterback out of Mater Dei, and he's a great guy. I I saw Ben Wenzel at the Appleton Mall like a month ago. Talked to him a bunch. He's sick. Mike Roweski, he's from the area, so I talked to him quite a bit.
Wenzel, just to be clear for my older listeners, he's not physically sick. He is sick in a good way.
Oh yeah, like he's a
Okay,
really cool guy. Like I think
okay,
I think
I knew
he's
what you
he's a
meant.
great guy, and he's really been like welcoming me in. Like I know he's a younger guy, but he's still been reaching out and making sure everything's good with me and helping me with the transition.
Awesome. Okay, finish this sentence. We're going to, as we play out here. I know we got the Badgers coming on soon. Finish the sentence. The best part of my game is blank.
I honestly say the best part of my game is versatility. And that's what you need as a tight end. If you can't be on the field for blocking downs and passing downs, then are you really a tight end? So biggest thing I'm working on right now is staying as quick as I can, but also getting strong enough to be able to block these big D ends and edges, so I can be out there, play action, catch a little ball up the seam, and get six.
Love to hear it. I don't know of a single Wisconsin football fan who wouldn't want to see more touchdowns from their offense. I think this past year was a little bit of a challenge, and there's some obviously bad luck that contributed to that. So I'm very excited. I'm just not that you asked my opinion on this, but given the kids coming back and the portal additions, one of which we had talked about, I have a very good feeling that offense is going to be humming this year with Jeff Grimes. That was just
Oh yeah.
last year. Just didn't feel things were just off all season, and it's I think it's going to be a very different vibe in 2026. Okay, finally, we're going to do a word association game. I know you probably do those with your SATs and things like that, but mine is I say a name or phrase, and you say the first thing that pops into your mind after I say it.
All
Okay,
right.
this is fun. Nothing you can prepare for. There's no studying for this one. All right, Luke Fickell.
Awesome. He was at my basketball game yesterday, so I got to talk to him quite a bit. He's an awesome guy. He's an awesome coach. I love his vision, and I think he's taking the program to the next level this year.
Love it. PJ Fleck.
Bald.
He is he is indubitably, unequivocally bald. That's a good one. I can come up with about 20. I'm going to hold off on them though. Colton Joseph.
the new guy. I think he's gonna be the guy that steps in and makes some plays this year.
Love it. And finally, and it's because my ego is gigantic, Barry Alvarez.
Famous on Twitter.
Yeah, that's good. I love it. I mean, there are those who, one of the funny things I do in this account is I do get people replying as if I'm actually Barry Alvarez, which is just like mind blowing to me, given some of the obvious tells I have. But
Mhm.
coach is an absolute icon, and he's been very
Mhm.
cool with me doing this. I've talked to him a couple of times, so it's been fun
Awesome.
having his support. But Korz, really appreciate you sitting down with me. We could have gone on for 45 minutes, but I think we give the Badger fans a little bit of knowledge as to who you are, what you stand for. But have a really great end to your junior year with basketball. Obviously, a safe and successful senior year, and we're excited to get you up in Madison,
Yes, sir. Thank you.
on Wisconsin.
I'm Wisconsin.